Welcome to TV360 News Now. The Nigerian police has confirmed that a woman was killed and 8 persons injured in a bomb blast which occurred in the crowded New Road Motor Park located at Sabongari, a predominantly Christian area of Kano State in northwest Nigeria. Kano State Police spokesman Magaji Majia said travelers were the target of the bomb explosion. He further said the bomber hit the improvised explosive device inside a fridge, which he placed on a cart and detonated it close to a luxurious bus. The bus was said to be loading passengers heading to Port Harcourt at the time of the incident. The blast comes a day after twin explosions rocked Kaduna State, leaving about 80 persons dead. The two attacks, which occurred within hours of each other, targeted former head of state General Muhammadu Buhari and senior Islamic cleric Dahiru Bauchi, a fierce critic of Boko Haram. The former head of state has issued a statement saying it was clearly an assassination attempt. He, however, did not accuse anyone. No group has claimed responsibility for the attack, but virtually everyone says Boko Haram might be responsible. Meanwhile, the 24-hour curfew imposed on Kaduna State following the twin bomb blast has been lifted. And still on that attack in Kaduna State, the All Progressives Congress APC has expressed shock at the targeting of one of its leaders, former head of state General Muhammadu Buhari, as well as a prominent Islamic cleric Dahiru Bauchi in that incident. Now, spokesperson of the party Lai Mohammed in a statement said the assassination attempt on General Buhari had cleared the air that the APC was in no way connected to the insurgency rocking the country. Mr. Mohammed accused the Jonathan administration of failing to effectively tackle the insurgency and securing the lives of Nigerians, saying the government is simply playing politics with it. APC called on the federal government to desist from politicizing the insurgency and take up urgent steps to fight it. The party, however, reiterated its call that the fight against the insurgency requires new thinking and a non-partisan approach if it must be won. Top Nigerian security expert Dr. Onai Komo has described the twin bombings in Kaduna as an attempt to plunge Nigeria into what he calls a widespread political ethno-religious violence. Dr. Komo in a statement flagged the attack, which he blamed on the Islamic sect Boko Haram, stating that the group had apparently hoped to trigger a major incidence of widespread violence by killing prominent members of the society. He also warned that the fatal Kaduna twin bombings was an indication that the terrorist sect may be plotting to carry out more assassinations of top politicians and religious leaders. And to another disturbing news, this time in the area of health. The Lagos State government in southwest Nigeria says it is investigating a case of suspected Ebola infection in the state. Nigeria has so far been spared the ravages of the Ebola virus, which has been spreading rapidly in parts of West Africa. But health ministry officials in the state say they are investigating a Liberian man who is visiting the country and has shown symptoms of the virus. Officials are not disclosing the identity of this individual, but simply say he is a 40-year-old Liberian who works for a West African organization in Monrovia. We have now learned that the Liberian man actually works for ECOWAS. He's said to have arrived Lagos last Sunday and checked into a private hospital, reporting to be ill with symptoms of the virus. Take a listen to how Special Advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Health explained the situation.
2 days ago, that is Tuesday, July 22nd, the Lagos State Ministry of Health received information concerning a suspected case of Ebola virus disease from a private health facility. Details of the suspected case were obtained from the health facility, and this includes that he is a 40-year-old Liberian working for a West African organization in Monrovia, Liberia, who arrived in Lagos on a flight from Monrovia via Lome on Sunday, July 20th at about 4 p.m. History taken revealed that he had no contact with any case of Ebola virus disease. He did not visit any persons with Ebola virus disease in any hospital, and neither did he partake in the burial of any persons who might have died of Ebola virus disease. However, on account of his living and working in an endemic region of Ebola virus disease, which is Liberia, and the presentation of the non-specific constitutional symptoms and signs of the disease, which include fever, malaise, body aches, vomiting, diarrhea, etc., that are associated with the disease, a high index of suspicion was raised. And based on this, the patient was admitted and detained on suspicion of possible Ebola virus infection, while blood samples were collected for testing. And this was initiated with samples sent to the Virology Reference Laboratory at Lagos University Teaching Hospital in Idiaraba. Blood samples were also sent to a World Health Organization reference laboratory in Dakar, Senegal, which is actively in process, and the results are still pending.
Now, the result of that test is expected in the next couple of days and will confirm whether this is a positive case of Ebola. For now, the individual is said to be responding to treatment and showing signs of remarkable recovery. The government is asking people not to panic, saying it is put all the necessary facilities in place to check the virus.
Contact tracing has started. Lagos Mainland Hospital has been identified. We have cordoned off. We have created isolation units there. We have deployed doctors there. Our doctors, the federal ministry has assisted by giving us the personal protective equipment. They brought 30, and they're bringing 20 more, and 250 more, and we're procuring other gadgets to secure anybody that's going to be in contact with this patient or any suspicious case that comes thereafter. We have mobilized the Health Facility Monitoring Agency to get in touch with the private sector, which is their purview, to do some rapid sensitization. We're giving out IEC materials, informative, educative, communicative materials to the private sectors through HEFAMA. We're sensitizing because they're the first point of call. A lot of people will found that may end up going to the private sector, as is the case here. Our own staff, our facilities have been on standby since March of this year when the first scare came on. So we have been ready. We have had all kinds of measures put in place. So we're now focusing on the private sector to make sure that they have the same resources as we do to curb this and keep it under control or from spreading.
Now in Sierra Leone, a prominent doctor fighting the deadly tropical Ebola virus has himself caught the disease, the government has announced. 30-year-old Sheikh Omar Khan, hailed as a national hero by the health ministry, was leading the fight to control an outbreak that has killed 206 people in the West African nation. Ebola actually kills up to 90% of those infected, and there's no cure or vaccine. Across Guinea, Liberia and Sierra Leone, more than 600 people have died from the illness, according to the World Health Organization, placing great strain on the health systems of some of Africa's poorest countries. Khan, a Sierra Leonean virologist credited with treating more than 100 Ebola victims, has been transferred to a treatment ward run by medical charity Maison Sans Frontières, according to a statement released by the president's office. The Ebola outbreak started in Guinea's remote southeast in February and has since spread across the region. Symptoms of the highly infectious disease are diarrhea, vomiting, and internal and external bleeding. Now, there were sworn foes, but they are now mending fences, I should say. So it seems President Goodluck Jonathan met former Central Bank Governor Lamido Sanusi for the first time since he became the Emir of Kano. In an event held at the presidential villa in Abuja to celebrate the breaking of the Ramadan fast, the president and the northern leaders spoke on issues concerning the recent insecurity raging in the country. Also present at the villa was the Sultan of Sokoto, who reportedly broke at the reconciliation meeting between the president and the emir. Jonathan and Emir Sanusi fell out after the president fired Sanusi as central bank governor over allegations of financial recklessness. Sanusi's sack followed his staggering allegation of a missing $20 billion, which he accused the NNPC of failing to remit to the Federation account. Many believe Sanusi was removed to shut him up for blowing the whistle on the corruption in Nigeria's oil monopoly, NNPC. The chairman of Amuwo Odofin local government area of Lagos State has called for an investigation of the Area E Commander ACP Dan Okoro and the activities of a group he allegedly formed, Community Policing Youth Vanguard, which he says has become a nightmare to residents of the local government area. At a media briefing at the council secretariat, Ayodele Adewale said the people in the area have been continuously threatened by the group, which he said has become a barrier to any form of development initiative in the area. On Monday, July 14th, a group of men suspected to be members of the Community Policing Youth Vanguard launched an attacked staff of the council who were out on a tree planting campaign exercise, injuring some of them. The group later headed to the local government secretariat, where it attacked staff of the council and destroyed property there. The local government chairman has accused ACP Dan Okoro of promoting illegality in the area with the formation of the group and demanded his immediate removal.
Yesterday, the 23rd of July 2014, the criminal and notorious group formed by the Area E Commander, ACP Dan Okoro, called the Community Policing Youth Vanguard, staged a sponsored protest. While we agree that under democratic rule, they have the right to protest, but their right stops when they mislead the public with falsehood, thereby breeding animosity among the populace in the local government. What is more worrisome is that their actions have gone unabated because ACP Dan Okoro has been very supportive of their cause in unleashing terror on defenseless citizens and the good people of Amuwo Odofin local government. We are using this medium to call on the President, the Lagos State Governor, and the Inspector General of Police to investigate this matter, and if found guilty, prosecute ACP Dan Okoro for forming this illegal group that has been causing crisis in the local government and for his failure to protect lives and property. Pending the outcome of the investigation, ACP Dan Okoro should be removed as the Area E Commander of the Nigerian Police Lagos State.
Now, to commemorate the Eid al-Fitr Salah celebration, Nigeria's federal government has declared Monday, July 28 and Tuesday, July 29 public holidays. In a statement issued Wednesday in Abuja, the Ministry of Interior, on behalf of the federal government, enjoined all Muslim faithful and Nigerians in general to extend the spiritual benefits of Ramadan, which are love, peace, justice, to their daily living. The Minister Abba Moro urged all Nigerians to seize the opportunity of the holidays to reflect on the imperative of peace in nation building. And to a rather sad news now, a passenger plane carrying 116 people has crashed on a flight from Burkina Faso to the Algerian capital Algiers after it was reported missing by authorities. Officials said they lost contact with Air Algeria flight over the Sahara as it crossed Mali in bad weather. Foreign Minister, Laurent Fabius said the plane, which has 50 French citizens aboard, probably crashed. French media reported that soldiers had found wreckage in Tlemcen, central Mali, but this was not confirmed. Those on board the plane included 50 French citizens, 20 people from Burkina Faso, 8 Lebanese, 4 Algerians, 2 from Luxembourg, 1 Belgian, 1 Swiss, 1 Nigerian, 1 Cameroonian, 1 Ukrainian, and 1 Romanian. Now, the Sudanese woman who was spared a death sentence for renouncing Islam has flown to Italy, where she met the Pope after more than a month in the U.S. Embassy in Khartoum. Miriam Yahya Ibrahim, her husband, and 2 children flew on an Italian government plane accompanied by Italian Minister Lapo Pistelli. Pope Francis met with Ibrahim shortly after she arrived in Italy. The 27-year-old was sentenced to death by a Sudanese court in May on charges of converting from Islam to Christianity and marrying a Christian South Sudanese American. Under intense international pressure, her conviction was quashed and she was freed in June. Last week, her father's family filed a lawsuit trying to have her marriage annulled on the basis that a Muslim woman is not allowed to marry a non-Muslim. And to some sports, the NFF, the Nigerian Football Federation Executive Board, has sacked president of the board, Aminu Megari, following a vote of no confidence announcing vote of no confidence, I should say, announcing the decision of the board. Members Adamu Muazu, who represents the northwest of the executive board, I should say member now of that executive, Adamu Muazu, said Megari was removed for financial misappropriation and maladministration, and that a more detailed statement on the allegation leveled against Mr. Megari will soon be made public. He said a new election for the office of the president of the NFF has been slated for August the 26th. Megari's recent sack comes days after he along with his executive was sacked by a court order but reinstated due to the intervention of FIFA, who ordered the country to reinstate the board or face heavy sanctions. However, this recent move is likely not to draw the ire of FIFA. That's the anger of FIFA now, as the world governing body insists the federation must act as a single body, which is exactly what the committee says it has done. England international Frank Lampard has completed his free transfer to MLS outfit New York City Football Club. The 36-year-old will earn £90,000 per week with the newly formed MLS franchise and will team up with former Barcelona superstar David Villa. The midfielder was released by Chelsea in June after 13 successful seasons at the London club and finished as the club's all-time top scorer with 211 goals. He won 3 Premiership League titles, 1 Champions League, 1 Europa League and 4 FA Cups during his 13-year spell in the club. Well, that's it on TV360 News now. We thank you very much for watching. I am Deji Badimosi. We'll be back again tomorrow.